What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. We got to talk about Brandon Ingram because that man is on an absolute tear. And I'm going to be completely honest. I think him going on this run has saved the Pelican season because he's been balling out of his mind. I want to give BI some love. Former Laker. I love that guy. He's one of my favorite players on the planet. And the Pelicans really needed everything that he's doing right now. Before I give him even more credit, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. But let's give BI some love because this 10-game stretch legitimately has saved the Pelican season. You know, if you look back about 10 games ago, this team was dwindling, falling apart, floating around the 10, 11, 12 seed. Things were looking real bleak. Right now, they're in like the 7 seed or something like that. You know, obviously, 7 through 9 is kind of just bunched up right now. But on the last 10 games, Brandon Ingram's giving you 29.5 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. Like just, flat out balling out of his mind. 52% from the field, 43 from 3, 91 from the free throw line. He's 50, 40, 90 in this stretch. And they needed every single bit of it. Mind you, he's also had 2 triple-doubles on this run as well. He's having games out there with 30, 32, 34, 35, 36 points. Having games out there with, 10, 11, 12, 13 assists on top of it. He's really like taken over as the lead guard, the lead initiator on this team, and it's really benefited them more. Like CJ McCollum is a tweener kind of guard, and he's not a natural point. Neither is Brandon, but he's better at creating for others. He's got really good vision. He's taller. His passing has really improved over his career, and you're seeing it on full display every night right now. If you want to look at the last game last night against the Clippers, 36 points, 4 rebounds, and 8 assists, and he was going toe-to-toe with Kawhi Leonard like the entire time. Clutch game. There's, a lot of the fourth quarter was close, very tight, like 2 3-point difference. And anytime the Clippers got close, he would just come down, get to the mid range, knock it down. Like he hit like 5 or 6 straight shots from the mid range in that fourth quarter that didn't even touch the rim. And he was getting guarded by all types of good defenders on the Clippers, Kawhi being one of them, Terrence Mann. Norman Powell could play defense a little bit. He's a little undersized for Ingram. But, anybody that they put on him, there was nothing you could do. The best part about it is his timing on being able to play his best ball of the season couldn't have been better because, like I said earlier, the team was falling apart, dwindling down the drain with no Zion, and he really kept them afloat on a stretch that before the stretch, you're seeing, okay, we got to play the Nuggets, we got to play the Warriors, we got to play the Clippers. Like these are some tough, like brutal games, and they go 3-0 on that stretch, and kudos to them because a lot of people had them not making the play-in because of how poorly they were playing. But he stepped his game up to just a new heightened level. And people forget, he was an all-star. And he was an all-star a couple years ago at least. And then in the playoffs last year, he was putting up like 27 and 6 and 6. Like on like 47%, like 40 from 3 and like 88 from the line. And he was against a good Phoenix team too. He was balling out in the playoffs. So he plays his best when the pressure is amped all the way up. Which, for a team that's really has the pressure on them right now to try and make the push into the play and get into the playoffs, best time ever to start playing your best ball. On this stretch of this last 10 games where he's been out of his mind, they're 7-3, and they honestly should be 8-2, but they choked that game against the Warriors, where Steph Curry went bananas, of course. But they should be 8-2, but 7-3 over the last 10 really clutched up their season because most people were looking at it like it's probably like 4-6, So being able to win more games than they were expected to on this stretch and save their season. I'm telling you, this is saving their season because they could be in the situation that the Mavericks are in right now, and that's not a good one. But, the rest of the team also, I think guys like Trey Murphy deserve a lot of credit too, but this is an Ingram video, so I'm not going to go into other guys because the team is playing better as a whole, but I think that's primarily because they kind of have switched over more into Brandon being the point guard of the team and leading the show, bringing the ball up, initiating the offense. They're just better when he's in charge. My question to Pelicans fans, to Ingram fans, do you think the Pelicans make the playoffs? Do you think that they struggle in the play-in? Like, what is your expectations for them? Because he was, honest, other than Zion coming back, he was the biggest reason I never gave up on the Pelicans. I thought that they would be able to get into the play-in at least, and then, Zion's back. Like, I'll take them pretty much over everybody else that's in the play-in for the most part. With that, maybe not the Lakers because that's my team, so I'm going to go with my own bias there, but where do you guys think the Pelicans are going to finish the season before the playoffs? Do you think they get into the 7 seed? Do they somehow claw their way into 6? Because they're right there. I mean, they just beat the Clippers. That was a big win because they're, I think, like a half game back of the Clippers right now. I don't know. I think Brandon Ingram really stepped up his game at the absolute most important time, and it's going to pay benefits because I think they're going to make the playoffs. I'm very confident in that. Zion should be back. at some point in the next like 2 or 3 games, I would hope you get him in for a game before the probably play in, but you don't want to just throw him right into that hostile environment like that. But maybe it happens. But even if they do, I trust Brandon Ingram to be able to carry them through a play-in game and get them the win. They did it last year, and they went into the playoffs. They made it very hard for the Suns. Played them to 6 games, which was very, very impressive without Zion. And imagine what kind of damage they could do with them. The only question you can really have is maybe the chemistry, because they just, CJ, Zion, and Brandon just really haven't played all that much together. But, getting this far was impressive considering how bad they looked in February and most of March. So I think Ingram deserves the most credit out of anybody. Do you agree or disagree with that? Do you think maybe Willie Green deserves more credit for the turnaround, or Trey Murphy? Like I said, there's a few guys you can give a lot of love to. Jonas Valanciunas has been awesome, but Brandon's really setting the table and he's getting buckets everywhere on the floor. And he's an all-star caliber player. He's a top 30 player in the league. He's a baller, and people forgot. But I didn't, because I knew he was capable of this. And if you watched him play, he plays his best basketball in the second half of the season. Every single year. That's what he does. What do you think of Brandon Ingram on the season so far, especially the second half of the season? Because he's been turning it up to a whole new level. I love it. One of my favorite players in the league. Let me know in the comments how you're feeling about him, how you're feeling about the Pels, because obviously a lot of pressure. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. But shout out Brandon Ingram, because you are special. All right, thanks for watching. I'm done. Peace.